1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, bump and pee it. Huh. So, what should we talk about? You want to just riff? Boy.
We'll hit it.
Let me get a Coke.
You have one. Oh my god.
Ah! Penis.
Ha.
Damn it, I gotta get this right. Shut the fuck up.
Right. And we're live.
Okay. Welcome to the Bunk Room Chats podcast. I'm Elena, also known as Betty.
Tim.
Also known as Tim.
Tim.
And today we are going to be... Actually, before we jump into everything, how are you? I'm trying to be more polite. How are you?
Thank you. I'm fine. A little tired.
I'm also
Need a haircut.
It's not related to how you feel, but yes, I'm also tired because related to our topic for today, I have been working quite a lot lately. I just came off of needing money. I just came off of a 9-day stretch of working every day for 9 days. So I'm very tired.
24 hours times 9.
No, it was some over 12. Like I worked overnight, like every single
You're on day work now?
Oh, I just said overnight.
You're on day work night?
Today we're going to talk about the transition between work and home as a first responder. We've touched on it a lot, but we've not dedicated a whole episode to it.
It's a very important topic, I think, because it's something that I was very bad at for a long time. But I also feel like I didn't realize it was a thing.
How were you bad at it?
It didn't exist to me. Like, there was no transition. I was Tim at the Firehouse and Tim at home. For a while there, I didn't know there was a difference. I was the same person at work that I am at home. But also, for a long chunk of my career in the beginning, probably the first 10 years, I didn't have like a wife-kid situation. So, I mean, I had a wife, which ended in divorce after 2 years. But there was no family. Does that, I mean, like, come home to a wife, kids, everything, and your dad, husband.
Yeah.
It's family. Like, I don't think that first wife counted. Because I was still drinking, immature, wasn't taking things seriously. I was just a firefighter.
Yeah.
Now I come home to some structure. We have school, we have after school activities, we have this, that, and the other. That all makes a big difference in the two.
So you're saying that structure is what helped you the most?
I think so. I think it was a big part of it.
Well, if you think about it, that kind of makes sense because we have a lot of structure at work. Like the days are not as structured because anything can happen at any time, but the job itself is very structured.
Indeed.
So it's hard to go from having that, that regimented lifestyle at work, and then you go home and it's chaotic. I think that transition makes it a little bit harder.
Yeah, I agree. I think the paramilitary kind of world we live in, which it gets instilled into you from the academy on, it gives you that structure at work. And then when you come home, do you feel like you still want to live a little bit of that structure? Like, you don't want to come home and do lineup at your breakfast table. but like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you still feel kind of ingrained in it, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you want to bring the same kind of energy to it in a good way. Like you want to be hardworking and you want to be responsible and you want to take care of things that need taken care of and do all those things that you are expected to do. But what do you look like? What is your? Do you have some sort of a
I look like this.
do you have some sort of a routine that helps you get out of work mode? Do you do anything in particular? Any like traditions?
I think I do now. I did not in the beginning. Like I was saying, I just come home as the same person. But now I know that you do really need to separate yourself from that environment and your brain, more
Mhm.
importantly. I don't really have any like rituals or anything. When I come home, the first thing I do, because I come home as soon as I'm relieved, and we get relieved anywhere between 5 and 5:15, 5:30 at the latest. So I'm home here by 5:45 at the latest.
Hmm.
First thing I do when I get home is go to bed and try and get at least an hour of solid sleep. So like a morning nap.
Yeah.
My wife usually gets up and gets the kids off to school, which is awesome. But if I am needed, sometimes I need to take my stepdaughter to school. Like Wednesdays is my day to do that. So it doesn't always work, but if I can come home and just get like a little bit, that usually sets a good tone. So, like taking a nap, we'll talk about later, but that's like my nap time.
Mhm. And that's really important, and that's something that I really don't do because I don't have the time. Like, I come home and I immediately go into, shower, get dressed, start getting done all the chores that have to be done, um, you know.
I think the difference between the two of us, the main difference is your home life involves two firefighters,
Yeah.
and mine does not. My wife is not in any way connected with the fire service, so she can get up and do that mom stuff, and nothing. Not saying that it's a female's job to do that, uh, but like I can come home. That affords me the opportunity to come home and grab a nap because she works a more of a 9 to 5 kind of schedule and is used to getting up every day,
Yeah.
whereas we're used to getting up in intervals.
Yeah.
And your guys' shifts offset, so everybody's trying to catch up on a little sleep.
Yeah. And that's, I think, the problem that I have too is that, it's so rare that we're both home at the same time that like you said, like, I come home from work and I've got my son all day by myself. So I can't take a nap. If he's up, that's it. Like, I really can't go to sleep. And I think that's one of the and you can tell, I've noticed, like, I've been paying attention to, like, my mood and my energy level and everything, and when my sleep decreases, it's like my mood is shot. I have no patience, I get frustrated easily. Um I just want to get through every day and
Yeah.
and obviously the depression, and anxiety, those feed off of, and PTSD, I've recently learned, feed off of fatigue as well. So everything gets worse when you're tired.
And all of the sleeplessness really does cause such burden to us.
Hmm.
Um, Firefighter fatigue, compassion syndrome, all of the stuff that we've kind of touched on already a little bit. But more importantly, when you're transitioning from the office, we'll call it, to home, uh, we need to come out of that mindset.
Yeah.
Because when we're at work, our brains are pretty much always on. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, because you got to be ready to go
Yeah.
and on your A game. But
And you have to be ready. Like, I think what the thing is, like, you can't be fully awake all the time. Like, awakened in the middle of the night, you're still going to be groggy
with a jolt.
with a jolt. But the thing about this job is that you have to be able to still function and do your job while half asleep. Like, you have to still be able to, like, you're not going to be able to fully wake yourself up immediately all the time. But yeah, it's I think it people don't realize that you have to be able to perform on next
At the
to
drop of a hat.
yeah, next to no sleep or no sleep at all, and just get out of bed and go do what you have to do.
Yeah. And I think that always being on like that, even even if you're at a slow station, like, okay, you can relax a little bit more. It feels better to take a shit. 'Cause
Yeah,
but you
you can take a shower without getting
right,
too
it
scared.
feels like you're a
Yeah,
little bit safer.
yeah,
But at the same time, you're still on.
yeah.
Maybe because I've worked in the city for so long, when I work overtime at a slower station, I'm still just always automatically on, knowing that it could happen at any time. While some of the other guys are just like, I'm gonna go take a nap, or let's go do, I don't know, 3 hours of training. Wait, what if we get a call? Yeah, we won't get a call.
That's not a thing here. That's not
Yeah.
gonna happen.
But I guess I still walk around like it's gonna happen at any time. And maybe that is because I have spent so long at a busy firehouse. But uh, let's talk about that a little bit. What would you say your house is that you're currently at is like on the busy scale? Like, I can
Oh
say that
gosh,
my
not. I
firehouse is
mean,
probably if not the busiest, one of the three busiest in the county.
in our county, it has it's on the busier scale, but compared to Frederick, it's
What's a normal day call wise? Like, average, would you say 2, 3,
average. I would say 4
4? That's pretty good.
for
And
EMS.
and
Yeah,
how long does an ambulance call last from start to finish? Average.
90 minutes to 2 hours
Okay,
because our travel time is pretty long.
yeah, so you're looking at an hour and a half a call, whereas we're running average probably 10 to 12 a day, sometimes as many as 20, but they're 40 minutes to an hour,
Yeah,
start to finish. We can do an ambulance call in about 40 minutes if we're cooking.
that's the good thing about Westminster is that it's right next to the hospital. I'm in Tawny Town, so I've got a longer drive. But
Yeah,
for me, it's really anywhere from 25 to 35 minutes to get to the
sure.
hospital.
I mean, I did 5 years in Monrovia, or Green Valley, so I
Yeah.
know like that was an hour and a half. You those bells went off, you were done for an hour and a half.
Yep.
Especially if it's dinner time or the
Yep.
middle of the night, you're like, fuck me.
There goes yeah. That happens all the time where it's like you're about to eat and it's like you have to like scarf it down because you know you're not going to be able to.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
I
The meal's
usually
done.
bring it on the road.
That's
Why is that disgusting?
because the ambulance is disgusting.
Everybody says that. My shift thinks I'm nuts. I'll I'll put I'll get something from Sheets or something like one of those little candy bars, right? I'll get a energy drink and a little candy bar, and I'll unwrap it and I take it out of the package, and I'll take a bite and I'll set it down on the center console
In the ambulance?
because I'm driving. I can't.
In the ambulance?
Yeah, but that's the front. That's our safe space. You think that's nuts too?
Oh, that's so disgusting.
Or I had a hot dog one time and I set it down on the center console. Nobody else out there thinks this is disgusting or this is sane rather.
That is one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard. Because listen, yes, the cab is our area, but think about it this way: we have our radios. Some
I don't wear
people,
one.
well, you're supposed to. Radios are disgusting because you touch it with your gloved hand. You know, you're turning it on, you're switching channels, blah blah blah. You're doing all that. It's on you when you're touching patients, some of whom are not very don't
I
have
don't
very
touch
nice environments.
patients.
What else?
We have
Jackets.
rookies.
Jackets are disgusting. They can have germs on them.
My rookies know that if Conrad is reaching for things into the aid bag, we get a serious patient here. If not, I'll pop my head in. Be like, what we got here? Nothing? Okay. I'll go get the cot. That's how you cook.
Well, you have the luxury of doing that. But
You drive a lot.
I drive all the
Yeah, so you don't have
well,
to.
not all the time.
Just
I
pop your
text
head in
sometimes.
and I'll get the
No, because I
stretcher.
try to have an equal. I might not be doing patient care on the way to the hospital, but I'm
Okay.
cooperating.
Well,
What is the word? Not cooperating. Participating. I'm participating.
I participate.
I participate.
I ask all the good questions. Why are we here?
Why did you call it 3 a.m.?
Do you want to go to the hospital? That's number one. Number two, do you have a DNR
It's actually true.
or a MOLST?
Regardless, what were we
So I wanted to discuss busyness
Oh, yeah.
because I think that plays a huge factor into it. Like and here's why. I was transferred before so I spent most of my time at Station 3 downtown Frederick, like 8 years down there. And then I was transferred to a slower station in Middletown, which I'm just saying geographical areas that some people may not realize or know, but it's a slower house. And I was there for 10 months before I was transferred back into the city at a different firehouse, but back into the city, back into the busy life. And that 10 months, I can say that I recognized the difference in myself. My wife recognized the difference in me, and my family recognized the difference in me. I was sleeping better. I wasn't coming home and being a zombie for the first of our 2 days off. Like, I feel like most times when I come home from work, the first day is recovery, and
Yeah.
then the second day we do stuff. But um, I definitely recognized and realized there was a massive change in my at home persona
Yeah.
when I was at the slower house.
Because the thing is, like, you really never relax at work. Like, it's like you were saying before. Like, even if you're somewhere slower, there's never that full. You never fully relax. Your
Right.
guard is never down. Especially for me, it's especially when I go to bed. I don't feel like at peace to go to sleep.
Your brain is still going.
Yeah, my brain is still like that alarm could go off at any minute.
You ever find yourself laying in bed watching the ceiling fan going round and round?
No.
Oh, do you have a ceiling fan?
We do.
Oh,
but it's not always on.
Never mind. The point of that was your eyes aren't closing. Like your brain's still going,
Yeah.
racing thoughts.
Yeah.
Maybe not intrusive thoughts, but racing thoughts.
thoughts.
About everything, like bills. Have they all been paid this month?
Do you ever
did I
get
take care of
anxious about
everything?
stuff that you can't do at home because you're at work?
Like what? Because I can do most things. Oh, you mean like mowing the grass and shit?
Yeah, like stuff that has to be done at home, but you're at work. You ever?
Like nowadays with technology, we can take care of most things
Yeah.
from satellite positions. But yeah, I can't mow the grass or something. Okay, this past humongous snowstorm, I worked the entirety of it, so I had to come home to an unshoveled, and I knew it was just piling up. And by the time I got home, it was iced over too. So it was just, I mean, you saw coming here. I didn't have a parking spot for,
Yeah.
I don't even know. It was a good long time. I couldn't, with my back and everything. I could only shovel out one parking spot, which is all I need. And the walkway finally was able to be chipped away at. But anyway, I knew all that was piling up.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like knowing that there's stuff that you have to do it, and you are, because it's not like you have a 9 to 5 where you can try to get stuff done when you get home. You're gone the entire day, or sometimes 2 days, and you just know it's sitting there waiting for you.
Yeah.
That stresses me out.
Yeah.
When I know that there's stuff at home that needs to be done that I cannot physically do when I'm at work, that stresses me out.
That's an interesting thought. Like, this episode's about transitioning from the fire station back home, but now you're kind of reversing that. Like, how do I transition to work and
Yeah, and
separate
keep
myself
home
from home?
Yeah. I
Uh,
think, but that's important. I think it's hard to do both of those things, you know?
I agree. 100% I agree. Because when you flip the roles, which I often don't do in my brain, uh, yeah, you can see it in both directions. So, how do we try and have a successful transition?
Transition, yeah.
What are some things that you can do?
Well, we found this website, elbowtreecooperative.com. Let's make sure I read that right.
All links in the episode description
As
for
always.
these.
And they give some practical tips for transitioning, and all of these are pretty good. Give yourself a buffer. Take 10 to 15 minutes before walking inside. Sit in the car, listen to music, breathe deeply, or take a short walk. That pause helps your body move from work mode into family mode. I can honestly say the only one of those that I've necessarily done is that sometimes I sit in my car for a couple more minutes and like listen to music.
Yeah, listen to a song.
Yeah. I'll sometimes, especially
I've
if
done
I'm
that before. My wife will text me, "What are you doing?" Just finishing the song.
Especially if that's the thing. If it's a really good song, I'll do that. Or if I had a particularly stressful shift, sometimes I'll just sit there and be like, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
But it's never been 10 to 15 minutes. That feels like a long time to me.
Yeah.
And my son would not allow that. I think he would probably, bust down the door to get to me. You want to read the next one?
Sure. Something we kind of touched on in the beginning, or you did at least, use a ritual. Some firefighters change clothes in the garage, shower right away, and put their gear in a designed spot, or a designated spot, rather. These simple routines signal to your brain, I'm off duty now. So when you asked me earlier about using a ritual, I thought it was more of like things, not like this, because I do these things, but I don't know how to describe it. Like more of a come home and things that I do every single time. Like come home and take a nap and then get up and have coffee and like more traditional. So I definitely do. I leave my work clothes. So the clothes that I run calls in all day, I take a shower every night at work before I get into bed, and those go into the laundry at work, and then they go into my bag. And I wear my PTs, sweats. When I get home, my work shoes and stuff stay at the station. My gear stays at the station. Everything, with any carcinogens or gross old people on it, will stay. Nursing homes are I shouldn't say gross old people, but nursing home stuff and all that stuff. All those shoes stay at the fire station. I wear my like jogging shoes that I work out in to and from, and then so I'm not bringing any of that home, but I am still in uniform technically. When I climb into bed, usually I'll stay in that because it's still sleepwear.
Yeah.
And then when I get up for the day, I do put on normal clothes. I don't usually wear much fire department stuff.
So it sounds like you do kind of have a ritual.
I do, and yeah, I shower at work the night before. I don't shower right away like this says.
What if you run calls overnight?
If I run calls overnight, I evaluate the situation. So like if it's a gross one, obviously I'm coming back. I'm washing my clothes, but if it's just the normal, again,
I always have to shower because I feel whenever I'm in the ambulance, I feel like.
Well, I also put my hot dog down on the center
Yeah, that's
console.
true. We're very different people. That's
I think I do enough that I don't bring anything gross home with me, which is my whole goal.
Okay, but question though, going back to the hot dog, do you clean off the center console?
No.
Okay, so that's an issue. I clean every single shift. I clean the whole ambulance.
Oh, you're a woman. All right, I'll cut that out.
Okay, so I mean, as far as a ritual, I don't know that I think I definitely have like an order of operations when I come home. So I guess that kind of works.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Originally, I don't really have an order of operations other than if I can climb into bed, I do.
Yeah, that makes sense. The next one, check in with yourself. Ask, what am I feeling right now? Naming stress or fatigue helps you respond instead of react. I really like this one, not just for this, but for anytime you're feeling a little bit stressed or anxious.
Yeah.
Just ask yourself, what are you feeling? Sometimes I actually do that with my son. Like when I'm overly frustrated, when he's being a little bit of a terror and I'm getting frustrated with him, sometimes I'll step back and be like, okay, what is this bringing up for me? Why am I getting so frustrated? Am I tired?
Yeah.
Am I irritated from something that happened at work? Um, why is his frustration making me so frustrated? Um,
It is a thing that we have touted many times on
mhm.
the show already. You got to check in. It's a self care thing. It's just connecting with yourself in a way that only you can.
Mhm.
Because only you know how you're feeling. And if you come home, which a lot of times, one of the reasons I went back into therapy was because I was coming home aggressive, irritable. Like my day was just spent with so much fucking anger,
Yeah.
and it wasn't warranted. It wasn't like that my family had done anything, but they're getting the shit end of the
Yeah.
stick because of the lack of sleep and the always being on and stuff. Uh, I was coming home quite irritable for no reason.
But I think this is kind of a digression, but I think that this job can make you angry for so many different reasons.
Well, yeah, I mean, you see a lot of stuff that makes
Yeah.
you angry.
Yeah. The um, interactions with people can make you angry. Interactions with patients if they, feeling angry on their behalf. Um, there's a lot of times you hear stories of I can't afford this medication. Um, my insurance doesn't cover this medication I need, so I haven't been taking it. You know.
Don't worry, the libs got you covered. I swear, every episode I have to edit out something where I
Yeah.
call out the libs. Uh,
But now it's your turn.
no, but to wrap up what you were just saying, there is quite often times where patients test your patience.
Yeah.
Uh,
Especially the call at 3 a.m. for toe pain,
bullshit.
and you're like, oh, how long did this just start? No, it's been hurting for 5 days.
Yeah, since
Like,
lunch.
well, yeah. Then why are you calling now?
I've
Like,
had chest pain since lunch. Uh,
or the ones that are like really obvious, where it's like, yeah, I have really bad chest pain. I think I might be having a heart attack. And you're like, oh, what have you done today? And I just ate the spiciest food that I never eat because it always gives me really bad chest pain. What do you think's going on?
uh,
Yeah, sometimes
I think
sometimes
I might
people
be
are.
having a stroke. Have you ever had a stroke before? No? Then, okay. Well, you clearly are an expert. Uh, no, I just Googled it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. A lot of
All right.
googling. Yeah.
So the next one, reconnect with intention. Instead of jumping straight into tasks, start with a hug, eye contact, or a quick, I'm glad to be home.
Aw.
These small gestures tell your family that they matter more than the calls that you just left behind.
I like that. I like the. I always try to do that. I always try to walk in and do hugs and
Hugs and kisses and
yeah,
mommy's home.
yeah.
But
Hugs and kisses. How is
I'm like, get
everybody?
out of the way, I gotta go to bed. No, nobody's up when I get home. So when I apply all of this to when I get up for the
When you wake
day.
up.
Yeah. So like come down, and I have been, I think, getting better at the first thing. Where's my baby and all that stuff. Um, yeah, it's important. It does actually connect you, and it starts you out as dad or mom,
Hmm.
and you can separate then. I really feel like when you separate, or when you feel that separation of work from to home, it makes the biggest difference in how your day moves forward.
Yep.
So
100%.
if this is a good one, if you can come down and do that, or come home and immediately change your clothes, get out of that, and then reconnect with intention, I like that a
Yeah.
lot.
Definitely. I think that um, a lot of times we take for granted that the people that we come home to are going to be home. We take for granted that our kids, significant others are going to be home waiting for us, and they've missed us. We've missed them. So
Absolutely.
it's nice to take a second to acknowledge that.
Acknowledge,
Acknowledge.
with a G.
Acknowledge.
And the last one. My God.
Communicate openly. If you need a few quiet minutes before engaging, let your spouse or kids know it's not avoidance, it's recovery. I actually do this with my son. He is very much like wanting to be on me all the time.
Yeah.
And a lot of times if I've had a really tough shift, if I haven't slept, there are times I come home and I'm like, Mommy needs a couple minutes. Give Mommy a second. Mommy needs to decompress. And he doesn't understand that, but I think it's good to start instilling that, even at a younger age, to say, okay, sometimes mommies and daddies need a minute too.
Yeah.
Sometimes we need a second to calm down.
I do this, and I do it incorrectly. Well, I'm starting to do it correctly, but because I've recognized that it's incorrect now through therapy.
What were you doing that was incorrect?
I would come down, and if a lot of times when I wake up initially, it's not sunshine and roses. I need a minute just to get my
bearings.
Bearings, get my shit together. So I'll come downstairs in kind of a fog still, and I would be like, or my wife would say, "Hey, we got this, and this today. Good to see you." And I'd be like, "Not yet," or don't bother. It was a not passive aggressive, but it was just
more
incorrectly.
Firm. Yeah.
It was incorrectly done, and it came off to her. I'm sure she never said this, but it came off dismissive and like not wanted.
Mm-hmm.
When it wasn't the case, I tell you several times, I need a few minutes to wake up. Let me get some caffeine in me. Let me come to terms with the day.
Yeah.
And I'm ready. But yeah, I was doing it wrong, and I need to communicate openly and say, hey, I just need 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Instead of not right now.
Yeah. But sometimes you do need a few minutes, and it's okay to say that. And I think for the most part, if you do say to whoever it is, hey, I just need a second, most of the time they're not going to be upset about it. They're going to offer that to you. And then there's another website that we found.
Yes.
FirefighterNation.com. That talks about the transition from work to home. And their first tip is something that's very, very accurate.
I like this one.
Turn off the Firehouse soap opera.
Yes.
And it says, which I really like, Firehouse drama is like the crock-pot chili that's been on warm since 5 a.m. It's always there, and it only gets spicier if you keep stirring it. And this is ridiculously accurate.
Yes.
The cycle. Someone said something about someone else. Someone didn't do their dishes. Someone's mad about the new guy getting a spot on the truck. Suddenly
we just talked about this in Cognitive Distortions.
Suddenly you're 3 hours into your day off, pacing around your house, muttering about respecting the chain of command while your dog looks deeply concerned. It's the great who put A-Shift's fridge in the hose tower debacle all over again.
So, I mean, like I said in the past episode, where we did talk quite a bit about this in the Cognitive Distortions episode, which we just did, you can find on the YouTube or any podcast network. This contributes a lot to our mental health because, first go back to that and say that no matter, it's not firefighter specific or first responder specific. Any job you go to, which is what I said last episode, or high school, will have this soap opera.
Yep.
And it's just, you're not going to avoid it.
Yeah.
Anywhere you go.
Yep.
You could be a fucking airport control tower guy. What do they call them?
Air traffic controller?
Yeah, air traffic controllers. Thank you. And there's going to be some drama up in that tower, let me tell you. And it's worthy
everywhere.
of a soap opera.
It's at every job. Some are worse than others, but it's at every job.
You got to turn that off because while it's fun, I guess. Is it fun? Why do we engage in it so much?
If it's healthy, if it's benign, it can be fun, but I think it can also be really harmful.
Well, sure, but like, why do we, as people, enjoy engaging in that gossip and this guy's such an asshole, but he's not really?
I think it's because we're nosy, but also there's a certain voyeurism in wanting
Voyeurism.
and being a little bit happy that it's someone else and not you.
Yeah, but you know when it's your Kelly day that it's
It's
all you.
Yeah.
I mean, my ears don't even burn anymore because they're so fucking burned off. I know.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you want to talk shit, you got to be able to take it as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's getting a little off topic as to why we enjoy it so much, but we do enjoy it. It's because we do it so frequently.
Mhm.
It's not something that we don't go, hey guys, I just really don't feel like fucking with B shift today, or you know, let's lay off, you know, or poor guy that, you know, is off sick right now. I bet he's not really,
Yeah.
you know, let's not do all that today. No, that never happens. So we do enjoy it. But
Yeah.
anyway, you got to turn that off when you get home, because when you get home,
You're home.
A, they don't know who the fuck you're talking about.
Mhm.
Even in your situation where you have another firefighter, it's separate counties, it's
Yep.
separate places. They don't know who the hell B shift is there, and you know,
Yep.
just like when my wife comes home, and I mean, I am more than happy to listen to stories. You know, oh, let me tell you about so and so. I'll listen. I don't always understand, but she's just venting a little bit,
Yeah.
and I don't think that's a problem. I think I can come home and vent too.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
It's when you stew over it and you let it take up too much of your time once you get home. There's a difference between telling a story to someone or venting really quick and letting it eat up all of the time you're at home.
Yeah.
Because you're just thinking about and stewing over, what happened. You know.
When you really should be, and the whole point of this is well, the whole point of the fucking episode, let's be honest, is shutting down the firefighter brain and turning on let's be mindful for our kids, let's be present for their for raising them, for their childhood. Let's be mindful and present for our wives or husbands or spouses or significant others. Let's be present for them because they need to vent too, and they also just want to have a good day, and not. I mean, every once in a while, if you run a bad call and you come home and you're devastated, that's gonna happen.
That's different, yeah.
But if it's every single time you come home from work, you just can't shut off the firefighter brain, or you're treating the kids like it's a military boot camp, or you got them out PTing in the yard. Like I said, we're doing lineup at the breakfast table, and before we go off to school, we got to wash all the apparatus outside. I need that van clean. But be present, be mindful, know what's going on in their lives, because that's their time.
Yeah.
I mean, if you work a second job or you do some more firefighter stuff off duty, that's your own prerogative. You can go volunteer and do stuff like that. But, I mean, don't let it take over your entire life.
Yeah. That, and another thing it says is stop checking all of the calls that are coming in that you're not on.
Oh, yeah.
And I am very guilty of this. I have my calls on all the time.
I keep mine on because... Well, do you do it for a specific reason? Let me start with you.
FOMO is one big one. I do like knowing what I'm missing for a couple different reasons, just to know like how busy they were the day before I'm in. If I missed anything big, if anything big happened.
Maybe
to check on people I know.
Do you do a firefighter role, or are you just ambulance?
Now we're firefighters too, but it's... Yeah.
So, in the beginning of my career, I got that FOMO thing. I totally understand. Like, I haven't run my first fire yet. I feel like I haven't run my first significant trauma, all that. Now, looking back after 19 years, I've been lucky in my career as a firefighter. Like, I have been at a busy house. I've been in the mix, if you will. I have run a lot of fire. I've been inside on the first hose line, on the primary search. A lot of time on Rescue Squad 3, so we were doing primaries. I have got to do a lot of that. So now I don't get that FOMO anymore. But what I keep mine on for is because I have family in the county. So I'll keep the EMS supervisors or the battalion chiefs on, just so I know if there's anything big. I know, like, my mom's out in Brunswick and my sister and stuff. And, that's really why I keep it on now.
And
but
that's actually has come through for people in the past. I know people who saw that family members were hurt.
Or if there's a call, like, right next door.
Yeah.
Of any significance. It is a good thought, though. You do have to keep don't monitor everything. Now, other people like to listen to house fires or something just for, like, training. Listening to the call, critiquing the on-scene report, and other things, like listening to how A shift runs a fire when you're off or something like that. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that if it's a significant call.
Yeah, if it's a big call and it's for educational purposes, I think that's fine. I don't think that that's necessarily going to be a stressful thing to do, as long as it goes relatively well. I don't think that's going to be super stressful. But if it's infringing on time that you're supposed to be spending otherwise, that's when I think it can become an issue.
Yeah, if you're listening to every phone call.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I know some people who do that.
Sorry.
Go mentally off shift.
Yes, even at home.
We're playing that last catch up 50 times while you're trying to fold laundry. I definitely go over calls.
Oh, Monday morning quarterback the shit out of it. Absolutely. If you had a call of significance, that is so.
Yeah. What should I have done differently? What could command have done differently?
Texting the shift,
how could this have been done? Yeah, absolutely.
Disconnect from that whole thing is very tough.
Yeah. Something I'm struggling to learn is that when it's done, it's done.
Yeah.
When the call's done, it's over, whether you made a mistake or not, whether it didn't go well or whatever.
Again, it's not a bad thing to critique yourself, and it's
correct.
But it, like you were saying, if you let it consume you your entire day, that's when there's an issue.
That's when it's unhealthy. Yeah.
So going mentally off shift, not just disconnecting from the calls you ran, but what else? Hypervigilance. That is something that a lot of people talk about now.
Yeah.
It's become quite the buzzword, and it is a thing.
It is. But I think it's because how do you turn that off? How do you rewire your brain for this job and then turn it off when you're off work?
Well, I don't think you're going to completely disconnect 100%. I think that if you keep a little bit of it. Now, hypervigilance is just something that we get from the job because we're running calls, and if we're not hypervigilant, we could get very hurt, or we could get killed.
Or hurt someone else. Yeah.
Hypervigilance is described as a state of heightened chronic alertness and constant scanning of the environment for threats, typically acting as a survival response, fight or flight, to trauma or anxiety. Symptoms including sensitivity to surroundings, obviously, exaggerated startle reflex, restlessness, and anxiety. So, this is often, I used to describe this to people as, I can't walk into a grocery store without knowing where all the exits are, or like a concert, where all the exits are and everything. You're just scoping out the building. You do that subconsciously.
Yep.
You don't even realize you're really doing it. You just scan every place for exits and for threats.
Yep.
That guy over there looks funny. I'm going to keep my kids away from him. That kind of stuff.
Yep.
Is that detrimental?
I mean, it can be if you obsess over it, but I think that's also definitely a positive.
I always thought it was being like a good father.
Yeah.
And husband. Like, I'm going to protect my young and stuff like that. But, yes, if you can't turn that off, like,
or at least dull it a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Or
turn it down a little.
It becomes to that exaggerated startle reflex, like everything is making you jump. Yeah, you're getting into the PTSD.
Yep.
But there is even an exaggerated startle reflex makes me think of firehouses with alert systems that are incredibly loud.
Like mine.
uh, when the tone, like when I was at Station 15, the alert system there was so loud
Mm-hmm.
that every time a tone would drop, even if it wasn't ours, I would cower.
Yeah, it's yeah, ours is ridiculously loud. It's shrill. It catches you off guard every single time. If you happen to zone out and you're just in your own world for a second and it goes off, it will like scare the absolute shit out of you.
Have you ever woke up at home, just in your own bed, uh, like, you gotta go on a call?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
because maybe the TV made a
Yep.
certain sound
Yep.
or something. Yeah, and
Yep.
then you look like a dickhead.
That still happens if I hear like a similar alarm on the TV or something like that. I'm like, and
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and calm down.
There's certain parts where it's really fucking hard to shut off
Mm-hmm.
your brain. It's like I said, it's that fight or flight mode, and firefighters, cops, even military are all prone to that.
Mm-hmm.
I would even say nurses and stuff
Yep.
because they got to be ready to rock and roll.
And at a moment's notice, yeah.
Yeah, it can be good and it can be bad.
Yep.
But when you can learn to rein that in, like right now, I don't feel like I'm hyper vigilant.
Yeah.
I'm at my own house. We're doing a podcast. If something were to happen right behind me, I wouldn't jump. I don't think. I would be like, the fuck? But
Yeah.
I think I've actually kind of reined it in a little bit
Yeah.
because I was pretty bad at, I guess, in the beginning. But it's learning to mix and mingle that. Like, yes, you need to have it on duty because that becomes a point where if you're not, you could die.
Yeah. You have to be ready at a moment's notice. Yeah.
I think it falls into those cognitive distortions again. It's just how do you turn off something that is so damn important to your survival
Yeah, that's
when
true.
you're on a
Yeah.
nasty incident or a working incident, I should say. And it's so crucial to have that mindset.
Yeah.
How do you turn that off?
Yeah.
Because it's still good to have at home.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I think, but it's all about the degree. It's about obsessing versus just having that as something that you're aware of, like it's just a characteristic versus an obsession. I think there's,
Yeah.
But it all comes back to checking in with yourself. What are you feeling like you're obsessing over this, or are you feeling like, it's all a matter of checking in and seeing
I'm doing
how
it
you're
right
doing.
now. I'm thinking about it. I'm checking in.
You're
Like,
checking in,
but do
okay.
I obsess over
second.
shit? Or what yes, of course I obsess over some things, but what am I obsessing over now? Like, what in my
Yeah.
life?
What is it this time?
Yeah.
Well,
How
let's
does hypervigilance affect you?
actually, it would be cool if we heard from you guys.
Yeah.
How do you, like, if you're a first responder? Are you smelling it?
I always smell it.
If you're a first responder,
But I'm gross. I eat things in the ambulance.
Yeah, that's true. If you're a first responder, we'd love to know your experiences with hypervigilance and your experiences if you have a ritual.
Yeah, do you turn things off when you get home by changing clothes or taking a nap or just saying
What are your rituals?
hi?
What do you do, if any, to transition from work to home?
Have a Coke.
As always, you can reach us at bunkroomchatspodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us at TikTok, YouTube, all the links. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, everything. Facebook,
Twitter. Oh, X. Sorry.
X. Although we don't do much in there, but we're everywhere. And if you want to shoot us an email, you can go ahead and do that. If you want to shoot us a message, go ahead and do that. We're always here.
Always.
And
we'll see you next week. see you next week.
I
I guess that's it. Bye.